100 naira eko. Ẹ̀sán bọ́ seko. Hundred naira eko. Ẹ̀sán bọ́ seko.
Alright guys, welcome back. You're still watching Lagos this morning. I'm Olajide Taufik Olamide and I have with me here my ever beautiful and wonderful co-hosts.
You're making me blush.
Oh,
I am Adeni Adiola. Welcome to Lagos this morning.
Alright, you're welcome to the program. We can see some feedbacks from Miss Gladys Oyaba. Good morning to you all.
Good morning, Miss
Good
Gladys.
morning. She said happy Workers' Day to all hardworking workers all over the world.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And also Nigeria Future, good morning, my love. Nigeria Future, I used to think that Gladys used to be your love. Well, maybe.
What if he's talking about you?
God forbid. I rebook it. No, that's possible. Okay, let's move on to the main top stories of today. Okay, we have workers lament hardship, score Buhari and governors low.
Presidential poll accept defeat. FG tells Obi Atiku.
Still on presidential polls, I will reclaim my mandate back. That's coming from the Labour Party presidential candidate, Peter Obi.
No plan to ditch new banknote, says CBN.
Abure Apapa continue fight over Labour Party's leadership.
Commissioner of Police orders arrest of drunk police officer.
And also, Serap drags INEC to court over failure to investigate governors and deputies.
All right, 10th NAS, APC stakeholders endorse South-South Northwest tickets for Senate.
Well, that's the top stories. But I think what Peter Obi is saying, that he would reclaim his mandate back. We have just 28 days to the swearing in of the president-elect Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, and there are so many issues still pending in the court, the electoral election tribunal as well. There are so many. Even Serap now dragging INEC to the court for not investigating governors and deputies for when it comes to electoral violence, because they were the chief security officers of their state, and violence were all over the place.
Well, on Peter Obi reclaiming his mandate.
Yeah.
Well, like what Ned Nwoko said, he said once Tinubu is sworn in as the president of Nigeria, he's in charge of everything. So it will be like very, very difficult for Peter Obi to reclaim any mandate. Or probably he will not even be able to reclaim the mandate at all. So I think I will advise him before his supporters will come from it to probably, stay low. I don't know. Probably withdraw the petition.
Or would you say he should do all he can now before the swearing in?
What do you think he can do before the swearing in?
Just to keep pushing.
Days.
Just to keep pushing. You never can tell. Why he was the governor of during his stint in Anambra State. Ngige was first of all the governor because before he reclaimed his mandate back, even after 2 years or something. All right, guys, let's go on a short break quickly before we take a look at the newspaper front page. We'll be back right now. Stay tuned. You're watching Lagos This Morning. Don't go nowhere.
100 naira, that's Seko.
All right, guys, welcome back. You're still watching Lagos This Morning. Let's take a look at the newspaper front pages this morning. Right in front of us here, we have The Nation. Workers are engine room of growth, says Lawan.
APC legal advisor recommends Lukman's expulsion.
Moving on, we have 3 Abuad students for UK exchange program. Rivers first to host Tinubu, says Wike.
You remain sore losers, federal government tells PDP and LP.
Don't preempt tribunal outcome, opposition parties fires back at federal government.
Sudan evacuation, 637 Nigerians stranded at border. Egypt delays clearance, federal government mulls Port Sudan route.
But I have a kind of opinion when it comes to this Sudan evacuation issue.
Okay.
I think for the past 3 to 4 days now, they've been trying to get our people out of that place. Just from Sudan to Nigeria, it's now taking forever to even get them.
I don't think. Well, I believe Abike should be able to do something about this. Yeah. Because the drivers collecting their passports, saying until they are paid before they will get their passport back, is a bad thing. Yeah. Like it's like a dent on Nigerians' image. It is very, very bad. Like, why can't you just sort out the payments of the drivers? Like, provide vehicles to convey these people back to Nigeria. Why is it so difficult?
No, just the vehicle is being provided to convey them to Egypt. Then from Egypt, they airlift them to Nigeria. And from reports yesterday, there's this report that they spent $30,000 US to hire one bus. Why? Because don't feel okay. Don't wait first. Don't feel surprised. Why? I was first of all like, okay, how would you spend $30,000? But I was like, this is a war-torn area, so there is no way. Even if they say it's this 40,000 years that you have to pay because you have lives at stake.
Just for one vehicle.
Yes, just for one bus, you have lives at stake. It's not about the money now. It's about saving those people there. Even if peradventure or by any means they inflate the numbers, just do all you can to save these people there because their lives is more important than any amount of money we can spend on them. So 30,000 on one bus, then they did the calculation on all the buses as well. But I think one thing we are missing is that they should have allowed these people to come into their country. Probably they would keep them in a particular place, in a location. Don't allow them to get into the main cities. Just keep them in a place instead of keeping them at the border. I don't think that even says well about the, what's it called, the union between the relationship between African countries. Let's just say Sudan is having issues now and Nigerians are trying to enter Egypt and you're blocking them from entering. you're keeping them at the border. You can actually let them come in, then keep them at a particular spot.
And
then from
really
there,
dangerous.
you can now at least let them come in first.
Yeah.
Let them be safe before you can actually say anything about, okay, where is your passport? How do you get airlifted or something? So I think, you know, after this Sudan issue, I think African leaders
should build
build a good relationship, because we say that, okay, these people, this Western world, they don't give us much respect that we deserve.
Yeah,
but are we
don't.
even respecting ourselves enough? Are we showing respect? Even within ourselves now, we are even disrespecting ourselves. So, and there's this saying that once you don't respect yourself, you don't expect another person to respect you. It's not possible. All right, moving on the front pages as well. We have Vanguard, OPS urges federal government to suspend proposed new tax.
Okay, May Day has been terrible, agonizing for workers, NLC.
As workers in oil, electricity, maritime, other sectors grieve over continuous misery, poverty, hopelessness, ask government to address poverty, insecurity, unemployment, inflation, high cost of living, and also set agenda for incoming government.
Inflation, high interest rates drive stock market loss to 1.1 trillion naira in April. Market loses over 70% of Q1 gains. Analysts disagree on outlook for May.
And also on Sudan issues, 637 Nigerians arrive Egyptian border. Envoy assures parents and students.
Lagos Ibadan Expressway, federal government apologized over failure to meet deadline.
Southeast governors, Igbo leaders inaugurate Iwayawu as new Ohaneze President General.
Wow. 17 buildings marked for demolition in Anambra for harboring gunmen.
Beautiful.
That's nice.
No plans to phase out redesigned Naira note, CBN. Well, do you notice that? You know, we don't even see the new redesigned note anymore.
Is the older note that they have been giving me outside though? Probably you have the new note with you.
Anyway?
Probably.
No, I don't have it.
Because I've not been seeing the new notes.
Yeah, lately we've not been seeing it. So, you know, there are speculations that they want to phase it out.
Nigerian, 0.
Moving on, we have Daily Trust. Over 500 Nigerian students stranded at Sudan-Egypt border. Our passport seized. We have no food and water that's coming from the student. We are doing our best. Envoy. Nigeria Air Force planes land in Egypt and ceasefire ends. Dangote partners federal government and Air Peace on resettling evacuees.
All right, drunk choir police officer excretes in uniform. CP orders arrest. What's that? Was it okay? It was drunk.
Yes, he excreted on his uniform. Well,
that's nice.
Well, I think there should be more. You know, there should be strict laws guiding our uniformed men out there, because you know it is what they do that they actually make people to either respect them or disrespect them. You can't say a police officer, you know, being drunk like this, and you expect to, you won't respect even any other police officer, because you feel like majority of them they are the same or something like that. Yeah, now we are ready for census awaiting Tinubu NPC.
Agents kick over 100% increase in cargo handling charges.
All right, moving on. Bandits kill 40 in Kebbi, Zamfara State.
And the former commits suicide after stabbing wife over infidelity.
What's going on? The former commits suicide after stabbing wife over infidelity. You stabbed your wife over infidelity, then you end up killing yourself. What's the meaning of that? It might even be just accusation, not even as if
like
you have been, like you've actually caught her red-handed. Well, you know, so many things go on in relationships and marriages that we don't even have any idea of.
Exactly.
You know, which is well with people there. 4.3 million face severe hunger in Borno, Adamawa, and Yobe, WFP.
APC legal advisor seeks Northwest Vice Chair's expulsion.
Moving on, we have the Punch right now. Unsold goods, stock rises by 52%. Manufacturers.
Don't attack embassy staff. Ambassador warns stranded Nigerian students.
Federal government dump 5% telecom tax waiver. You can get more on that on page 31 of the Punch.
Workers lament hardship. Score Buhari governor's law on welfare. High cost of living has made nonsense of minimum wage. 40% pay rise. Unions. Pensioners still earning 500 naira 750 naira monthly economy ash under Buhari, says retirees.
Wow. Opposition's rigging claim fraudulent, FG insists.
2 suspects caught concealing cannabis in Gary sack.
Wow.
Awesome.
CBN supplies more new naira note to banks. We've not seen the more new naira note. It's as if it is not part of this world. Moving on to the sporting scene. Eagles beats Zambia in AFCON opener.
Okay. Alvarez, Turner sends citizens top.
Wow. So at last, Manchester City have actually toppled Arsenal on top of the table. Okay. Now the title is City's to lose. Now Arsenal is just, we are okay with the second position. Don't ask me why. We are okay with
That's why.
it. Are you an Arsenal fan?
I'm just saying, I'm just supporting you.
Hey, voila. All right, still on the sporting scene, we have Napoli won, Salernitana won. Celebrations on hold as Senegalese Diaz late equalizer prolongs Napoli's first Serie A title in 33 years.
Gent boss responds to Orban outburst.
Wow, this is beautiful. I think Manchester United fans will be happy to hear this, and their world best and famous defender Harry Maguire is set to leave the club.
Why am I laughing?
That guy is actually he has been a laughing stock for a while now, because he used to score in every game. He actually said he used to score, but they give the goals to his opponent.
Wow.
Yes. He used to, now he finds the back of the net. If he doesn't score his opponent, he scores his team. So either way, he's still a goal. Arsenal Balogun on PSG radar. And also, Ajax received 23 million euros offer for Bassi. Yeah, looking at Manchester United. Manchester United won, Aston Villa nil. Devils keep top 4 hopes alive. And also, Vinicius, Rodrigo doubtful for City clash. Now, Vinicius, Rodrigo, and Modric. Modric has been said to. Modric is now injured, and I think he will be out of the season. He will be out of the Man City clash. Wow. And now, Vinicius and Rodrigo, if they are out of that clash, then I think that would be, a plus for the citizens heading to the Champions League final. Moving on to the points, front page of the point today. 28 days of inauguration, those who must not make Tinubu's cabinet list. Nigerians speak.
Urge President-elect to stick to his pledge of considering competence, character. Recruiting cabinet members outside APC will send wrong signal. Party members. We are not expecting any cabinet formation. PDP stakeholders.
Investors pocket 570 billion naira profit in equities market as strong interest spur bullish sentiment. More on page 26.
All right, horror. 7 teenage boys rape 14-year-old for weeks. Film act. Victim attempts suicide.
Wow. Amazing.
Wow.
Jando out to destroy our party. We will not go along with him. Lagos PDP chairman.
Anxiety over sudden end to PDP's dominance in Southeast.
Kingship tussle. Community cries out over sudden disappearance of contenders. What's going on? All right, that's all we have for you on the newspaper front pages. Let's take a look at the top stories. But before then, would be our in-house analyst would be joining us to shed more light and give us more insight on the news, on the top stories we have for you this morning. Don't go nowhere. We'll be back shortly.
100 naira, that's
All right, guys, welcome back to the program Lagos this morning. We're still talking about the top stories. Workers lamenting hardship. Workers lamenting hardship about. Good morning, Mr. Matthew.
Good morning.
Yeah, thank you for joining us today. All right, so looking at today, which is May Day, workers are lamenting hardship and also scored Buhari and the government low. What are your thoughts about that? Due to the fact that workers have been lamenting about their pensions, their pay rise as well, and also the minimum wage as well. What do you think concerning the May Day for workers?
My thinking about it is that the Nigerian government have placed zero premium on the welfare of Nigerian workers. The reason I'm saying it is not far-fetched. I recall that in 2015, before Mr. President, Muhammadu Buhari, formed his cabinet, he was quoted to have said that politicians are not makers, that the people who do the job is civil servants. So does that not, that position, does it not contradict the action of the government after about 7 years, going to 8 years, that same government is not able to improve on the workers' welfare in terms of their package? I can tell you that the same country where you have senators go home with basic salary of up to 1.3 million, House of Rep members go home with up to basic salary of 1.2 million, that you have the workers, the minimum wage is 30,000. As we speak today, as at the last count, the inflation rate is 22.04%, and the purchasing power of the currency of Naira currency currently have greatly reduced. So what can a 30,000 do for a family of 3? I can understand that all the workers are not earning 30,000 because it's on different level. Yeah. But holistically speaking, the take-home pay of workers in Nigeria is nothing to hold my back. It is just opposing with the current reality of things with respect to inflation and rising cost of living. So for me, I think I sympathize with the workers. I feel their pain, and I think we can only ask government to look into their plight and review that minimum wage is grossly inadequate, if I must say,
Wow. Thank you for that, sir. Okay, all right, moving on. We have on presidential poll, Peter Obi of the Labour Party coming out to say he will reclaim his mandate, but the federal government are telling both the Labour Party and PDP to accept defeat. What do you think about that?
But I think what is sauce for the goose is equally sauce for the gander. Yeah. Because from what we can understand, the federal government, no matter what you call yourself, you cannot conduct yourself into court. The issue of 2023 election, I agree with you. I agree that they will not have emerged. The certificate of return have been issued. They will be swearing in on the 29th of this month. But that does not take away the fact that there are people who are dissatisfied with the process and the result of the election. And it is not in the position of the federal government to start determining who wins the election. Because federal government is not the one that conducted the election. Federal government did not contest the election. So if the federal government is speaking the manner they are speaking, it is a sort of prejudice, trying to prejudice the outcome of the case in the electoral tribunal. So I will enjoin federal government to step clear from the case in court. If somebody is dissatisfied with the process and is challenging the process, federal government should not be seen as the one maintaining position that the election was free, fair, and credible. I think they should allow the court to do that.
Wow. Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, sir. Wow. So that's Mr. Matthew, and we spoke a lot about the welfare of the Nigerian workers. So I actually think sympathizing with the workers is not a bad thing, because you realize that most of these workers, once they remove the tax and also all other charges from their salaries, their take-home pay is nothing to write home about.
Exactly, like
and also
peanuts.
For the fact that I'll try to link this with the fact that some of our outgoing governors, they are trying so much to award themselves humongous payout packages and also lifetime pensions. And according to what Buhari said in 2015, that politicians are noisemakers, but the civil servants are the ones doing this work. So how are they being remunerated so low? And then these politicians are being given, huge amount of money.
Exactly.
They have so many, so many allowances, newspaper allowance, feeding allowance, wardrobe allowance, healthcare allowance, allowances that covers
even traveling allowance.
Exactly. It even covers all their entire family, not even them alone. And for the fact that once you become a governor or president, you don't even spend on yourself anymore. For that duration, Nigeria takes care of you. But now they actually extend it to their family. And there's this stuff they're coming up with now that they want a lifetime pension package.
That's not
be
possible.
On the payroll of the state for a lifetime.
That's
collecting the same amount as the incumbent governor. I think it's just,
that's rubbish.
It's so very ridiculous. When we have our civil servants working
they are
tirelessly.
Exactly, and collecting just peanuts as their salary.
Exactly.
That's
so I think
bad.
we should be doing more. Instead of us to be actually, celebrating the workers now. Most of us are now sympathizing with them. Because just take a look at the ASU. Look at ASU strike. We have this civil servant, clamoring for a change in the system. Maybe they need to start spending more on our universities. The public universities, you go to some of them, they don't even have adequate facilities of learning and even equipment. Go to most of these institutions who study is it mass communication or the likes. How many of them even have I won't even say a perfect studio, any studio at all? How many of these institutions have them? There should be radio stations inside these institutions. Maybe it would be a kind of a training institute for them to practicalize what they have learned, what they have read in the book as theory. But majority of them, we just say that they read everything in the books. They don't practicalize it. So when they graduate, you say they are not employable. You now start looking for someone who has graduated and still have 5 years experience,
and that's not possible.
Which is not possible.
Exactly.
Which both the theory and the practical should be done together in the 4 walls of that school, which needs to be provided by our government. So to some extent, I think now we should be cheering them on and even be appreciating them. We are sympathizing with them. Let's take a look at some of our feedbacks from our people. All right, let's have it.
All right, Nigerian Future said, "Good morning, my love." Okay, we've read that one.
Yeah.
Okay, Gladys Oyabo said, "Special greetings to our beloved presenters. Keep up the good work." Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Nigerian Future said, "I so much miss to see the face of my love."
Nigerian Future, you're now loving two people together. Only you.
Okay, he said, "To be honest, Nigeria need referendum. Do Nigeria have police or polo?" My love, I would like to come and see your family. Can we fix a date, please? Olamide, I think you're the one.
No, it's not me.
Damian said, "Good morning, guys." Good morning to you, Mr. Damian. He said, "Nigerian Future, stop acting weird on this page, bro. If you need a number, ask for it rather than come on this medium to profess feelings. Come on, bro, it is becoming absurd."
Mr. Damian is coming with a little bit of
violence.
Okay, so Mr. Damian would love to, if you're watching us right now, you can click on the like button. You can also call in. We'll have a number being dropped in the comment section, and I believe some of you actually have the numbers on your mobile phones. You can call in. Let's take a look at the discussion for today. The May Day, are we supposed to be sympathizing with our workers or be celebrating them? They should be celebrated more than this.
Yeah, they should be,
because they are the one doing the main works out there. They work tirelessly to make sure the state keeps on moving. But our leaders out there, the lawmakers, are not making laws to favor these people. They are not making laws to favor them. We've seen, all other countries are doing well, they are well to do. They are remunerating them. Even aside remuneration, there are some benefits for them.
that the citizens are getting.
How many benefits are our civil servants getting? How many?
None.
Instead of getting benefit, they go on the street to protest, non-payment of salaries or delay. Or even this money is not even up to what they can actually, Okay, we have Mr. Damian with us. Good morning, Mr. Damian.
Good morning, Mr. Damian.
Good morning, how you guys doing?
Yeah, good, fine, thank you.
All right, so today being May Day, can you just shed more light on, remuneration of workers here in Nigeria and also the welfareism? How far government has been, taking care of them. Majority of the people are now, instead of celebrating them, are now even sympathizing with our workers. What can you say about that?
So to be honest, like I believe it's not a news on how the Nigerian workers, Nigerian labor is kind of like getting peanuts for their services. And we're talking about that. We're also talking about when we talk about that. You also look at the pensioners as well, who hardly get paid for the pensions, even when they they just get paid majors for the amount of work they do. And we found out the people who actually get paid so much, the legislators, the House of Reps, the public officials get paid so much for little of what they do. I believe we know for a fact there's a huge amount of inflation and things like common stuff you buy from the market is super expensive. Yeah. So there should be some sort of stipend added to their pay at the moment. You understand? And also this is not new. This is normal. This is something that should have been done a long time. Yeah. We shouldn't wait till the Labor Day to say, oh, you need to add pay to somebody's pay. You need to add pay to somebody's stuff. And if we look into this very well, this is one of the reasons why corruption have actually eaten into the society, eaten into every channel of every section, every company, and all that. You know, and this shouldn't be a topic we should start saying. Now, this is something that should already be done. You understand? Yeah. And also, when it comes to I saw about Obi reclaiming mandate back, and also the federal government talking about forgetting about this stuff. Mm-hmm. See, like it's absurd because Nigerians are too docile. Like we're used to just letting things go. You know, we're used to it has happened, just let it go. God will judge. Trust me, in the Western world, things doesn't happen like that. No, if you commit a crime, you face it. If you do something wrong, you face the law. The law is there to tell you, to guide you, to tell you before you do anything. Make sure you know what the repercussion is going to be. Yeah. You know the loopholes. You know what the repercussion is going to be. And the federal government coming in saying PWB should let it go makes no sense. This is the kind of government we have now. You know, a government that's lackadaisical, a government that don't care, a government that believe they're immune to the law. I mean, the regime, the current regime, disobeyed law, disobeyed the court orders countless of times. You know, and we got all this stuff. Got to stop. It just doesn't make sense. It got to stop. The judicial system is there to guide us. The judicial system is there to actually put it right. It's not about being religious. It's not about being a Christian. It's not about being a Muslim. Slap me on one side, I'll give you the other side. No, it's about a whole country, a whole population of people, tomorrow, a generation. We see what is happening in Sudan. We see what is happening in Somalia. We see what is happening in Venezuela. The time will come, that oil we think is so treacherous, is making us trillions, billions of dollars, might not be a source of wealth anymore for the country because they would have eaten it all up. And something got to be done. Something got to be done like drastically because we do not know where the country is going to. A time will come, all these rich people will start going out, leaving Nigeria because Nigeria will be so hot for them to stay. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Damian.
All right, that was Mr. Damian. Shedding more light on the welfare package of Nigerian workers. As he has said, I don't think it is news anymore. Because every time we've actually talked about this thing over the years, over and over again. But our government are not really doing anything much to solve the problem.
I think they believe we are going to get used to it. And they also believe that once they protest, you just give them like few days.
Yeah,
just give them like few days. They will put the protest in back.
Well, we have another call.
Incoming voice.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, I just want to say Happy New Month to you all.
Thank you. That's so sweet of you.
Thank you very much.
And I just pray that the workers' ways of life and so on and so forth can be a bit improved. It's not just only Nigeria. It's affecting all parts of the world. The workers are going through a lot of pains, especially this period. I pray that God Almighty will step in. Amen. Because workers, their salaries need to be upgraded and their ways of life if things are a lot improved, there will be a lot of people who stop stealing and the rest of them. Because most of these workers, you see that embezzle funds. Most times they do this because they just want to do it, improve the lives of those around them, and so on and so forth. But we also know that there is a lot of karma that whatever one does, it will always get back to us. So that's just my little contribution this morning. Have a wonderful new month.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Thank
Thank you,
Mr.
Mr.
Gladys from the US. Yes.
Okay, man.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
bye,
you,
man.
man.
No. Okay.
Oh, that's Miss Gladys.
Yeah, she's the one. I can actually recognize their voices, even if I don't have their number.
That's nice.
Yeah, okay, so we're still on the feedbacks as well.
Okay.
I think there's an altercation between, Nigeria
Damian
Future
and
and Mr.
Nigeria
Damian.
Future, okay.
Well,
We have some comments here.
Mr. Ishola Ademola said to say the fact we need to do something about our old cargoes to save the life. Okay, they're all criminals. Okay. There are some things we can actually read out. Okay.
Damian said, I don't have an issue with you, Nigeria Future. I am more worried about Nigeria's future. Wow, I love that.
Damn.
Do you get that?
Like Nigeria Future, I don't have an issue with you.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with you, Nigeria Future. I am more worried about Nigeria's future.
Lines. Wow.
I love that.
Wow. Yeah, that's beautiful. Creative. Nigeria Future is just making someone laugh today. It's okay, Damien. We all need a better Nigeria, a better country.
That we can call our own. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. I believe something needs to be done soon.
Nigeria
is going to, I would say boom.
Boom.
Yeah,
exactly.
Boom. Very soon if something is being done, because Nigeria has the resources. And I think I actually agree with what Mr. Damian says, because right now we're thinking, okay, we have the crude oil, we're making money from it, but let's see where the world is heading towards. They're not heading towards a world whereby they are using electric cars. So if there are no cars to actually use our fuel for, then where do you keep the fuel? There will be a time whereby countries that don't even have this crude oil, that don't even have access to, they don't have crude oil in their soil, they will find a means, they will find an alternative. So what happens to the crude oil? I think right now we should be focusing on agriculture. We should spend more on agriculture now, invest more on it, because nobody can actually do without food. Who can do without food? Nobody can do without food. So if we can feed ourselves and export, the remaining ones to other countries, would make money from food. Because even right now, I don't think Nigeria can actually even feed itself again. Okay, let's take a look at the north now. The north that have the majority of the land mass of Nigeria. Look at the entire north. If you divide Nigeria into three, the entire north is occupying just one part of the three parts of Nigeria. And this part can't even feed itself, let alone feeding the remaining two parts of the countries. And we have countries like Netherlands. Even the landscape of Netherlands is not even as big as some states in the north. So if we actually invest in this, if we have leaders that are visionary and they are ready to serve and make the country okay, Nigeria would be fine. We won't be talking about workers' welfareism today, whereby there is inflation. The inflation rate is going up, but the minimum wage is not going anywhere.
Exactly.
And the lawmakers who are giving themselves millions of naira are regulating, are telling this civil servant that if they increase their money, there will be inflation, there will be problem, and you're giving yourself a lifetime, pension.
Exactly.
Whereby these civil servants are not even getting their own pension.
They are not getting at all.
They have to protest before. I believe
They have to protest, write letters. It's too much.
Wow. Nigeria Future saying that okay.
Nigerians need to wake up for a better country. If not, nothing will change. Damian said Venezuela has oil, but their currency is currently meaningless. That is how bad it has become. For solution first, I would say the Nigerian judiciary should never be compromised. All proceedings should be adhered to regardless of your post and rank or seat in government.
The police officers should not be allocated to elites due to their wealth. Well, I was actually on a particular space by Punch, a particular Punch space, and we were deliberating on, solving problems of Nigeria. So I said something like, we have stronger politicians and weaker institutions. Just look at the judiciary, look at the EFCC, look at the INEC, look at SERAP, look at, I can keep on counting all these institutions. They are not as strong as our politicians. How can you have a state whereby, a nation whereby the politicians are stronger than the institution? They will overpower them and they will override the system and do anything and get away with it. I think if Nigeria wants to actually move forward, we need to have stronger institutions that would keep politicians in check, because we can't keep on having this kind of system repeatedly over and over and over again. Just look at since 1960, though other countries too, if we compare them, there has been a bit of inflation as well, but just look at Nigeria's currency. There was a time naira and dollar was not on the same level. The naira was stronger than the dollar, but along the line, what happened? Just look at all those past head of states, those people in government, what happened along the line?
What happened along the
now
line?
Dollar now we even have two rate now, the black market and the parallel market. Different rates. In the black market now is over 700 naira. Just $1 to naira, 700 naira. I think that's what is actually fueling Nigerians' desire to even jackpot out of the country.
Exactly.
Because so many people are not, would I say, jackpot into the country. They're going out because they have more stable currency there.
Who would want to go out of Nigeria and then chase the whatever it is, the greener pasture abroad? Yeah,
also Mr. Damian said the law of the land should be supreme. We think it's a joke, but we're drastically heading to a route that won't be tolerable to the common Nigerian.
Exactly. Because someone said something and it was like, and everyone is looking now. Bread is now 1.5 until it becomes 5,000 naira per loaf.
One bread is 1.5.
Yes.
One loaf of bread is 1.5. Oh my God, that's.
Okay, you don't know what's happening.
That's outrageous. Okay, moving a bit away from that now. Apapa and Abure continue fights over Labour Party leadership. I think there is a huge issue now. Even in the three main political parties, they are not immune to issues. Right now, the PDP leadership in Lagos State are saying that Jandor is taking them to somewhere they don't even understand or something.
What they don't
so they are not on the same page. Right now in the Labour Party too as well, Julius Abure and Apapa as well, there is a power tussle for who is the chairman of the Labour Party. Who is the chairman of the Labour Party. So, there are issues even in the APC as well. I think for the Senate presidency of everything, there is disagreement between them that where should they zone into. Some APC stakeholders are saying the Senate ticket should be between the south and it should be a south and northwest thing. Well, some people are actually also saying that they should include the southeast for what's it called, inclusion to carry everyone along. So probably the president can be from the southwest, the vice from the north, then the Senate president from the southeast, then maybe Wazobia, just like that.
Okay, wait, but the APC are saying they are not going to put anybody outside their party.
It's not as if they won't put anybody outside of their party. Like Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, the president-elect, has actually said that he's not looking at the people's tribe. He's looking at competency. If you can do it, if you can work with me effectively, just come.
Well, I believe Asiwaju's administration is going to
So do you think it should be looking at bringing the old tribe together, or the competent hands?
The competent hands, please, because we need competent hands in this country to make this country work again. We need competency. Yes.
Wow. All right, Mr. Damian, again, our currency is lesser than Cotonou CFA. Wow. In 2011, 2,500 naira was 10,000 CFA. If this is not a reason for some drastic step enough, I'm not sure what else should be. Yeah, and it's sad to see some people overpower the law. To be honest, Nigeria judiciary system needs to be independent. Even if we look at the INEC, the electoral umpire we have now, they say Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. But so many people have actually, tackled that first word, independent. Is it actually independent truly?
The Independent National Electoral Commission?
Yeah.
It is not.
To be sincere, they have to be. I think to some extent it has to be a body that will stand
on its own. But it is not on its own.
It is under the
exactly.
Because if the federal government is in XYZ political party, to some extent, he who pays the piper dictates the tune.
Damn.
So we know where it's heading to that way. And also moving on, we have Serap drags INEC to court over failure to investigate governors and deputies on electoral violence. That's what we're talking about now. Even the Serap is not as strong.
Nobody should be above the law.
Exactly.
nobody. I think that's what the law says. Nobody is above the law. But then our governors are above. They be like they have immunity.
Yeah, they have immunity while they are on that seat. It is when they are not, when they've left the seat of office. That's when you can actually prove.
So they can commit whatever crimes they like. Why the immunity is on them?
Well,
which is very, very bad.
I don't know about that. Okay, we're still talking about workers lamenting hardship, and there's also scoring Buhari and governors blow. There were welfareism, and also other stuffs, remuneration as well needs to be reviewed. There should be more attention being given to them, because they say to whom much is given,
much is expected.
And also it is where someone actually ends from. That's where someone would get something to actually do something with his
we
life.
have a comment to Aloze Gladys. Watching from here, guys. Nice discussion this morning.
Hey.
Well done.
Okay.
Well done.
Mr. Damon said it will be hard to bring Nigeria together when your mandate is stolen. Wow. Now it's just 28 days
sorry,
to the swearing in, and we still have many aggrieved Nigerians, many people not even happy with the outcome of the election due to so many factors. The INEC, the electoral umpire not uploading the results in real time, although Lai Mohammed has come out to say that argument does not really matter like that, but everything matters. If you have said that this thing have to go like this, if you don't go that way, then people will start feeling like, why didn't you do it? And you can't even come up with tangible explanation,
exactly.
like convincing one to even say, okay, this is what went wrong, this is what caused the problem. When you can't even defend what you have done, that's when doubt starts crippling into the system. So I think there should be solutions to all this before May 28th. I believe there will be.
So.
And the election tribunal as well, cases are still in court. Well, would they actually would the court be declaring the winner, the final winner, before the election day, before the swearing in day, or the case would be adjourned?
It should be adjourned, obviously.
Then,
this is Nigeria. Then to continue after the.
Do you think any case can actually continue?
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not possible, because once Tinubu is like after they have sworn him in, they'll be like, he's in charge of everything.
He's not the commander-in-chief of the armed forces.
Of the armed forces. Even the Judicial Council.
Yeah.
So what are we saying here? That is why this man, I think this man is actually kind of intelligent. He said, once Tinubu is sworn in as the president of Nigeria, Peter Obi should forget anything about reclaiming his mandate or anything.
Well, let's wait for that to unravel itself. Miss Gladys, well, we have Nigerian feature in the comment section. Miss Gladys as well,
Miss Gladys, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us. You can also call in. You can give us your 2 cents on the workers' remuneration. Today being a workers' day, we ought to be celebrating our workers. We ought to be giving them award, kudos to them, and also cheering them on, thanking them for the good works. We're thanking them for the good works they are doing, but their efforts are not so being appreciated. When it comes to the appreciation, it is not even just appreciating them by words, appreciating them by remunerating them well. Many people used to say something. I heard there is this kind of quote that what's it called? They said, because teachers too are part of the civil servant. They said teachers would get their reward in heaven.
Which heaven? Are they teaching students in heaven?
I don't know. Probably there's an institution.
Are they teachers in heaven?
They said they would get their reward in heaven, but our politicians are getting their reward right here.
And these public teachers are very, very lovely.
Yes, exactly.
Public teachers, they are very, very lovely, and they are.
All right, we're coming gradually to the end of the program. So we've discussed about workers lamenting hardship, and also presidential poll, accept defeat, federal government tells Obi and Atiku. Well, I don't think anyone can actually be the judge in his own case.
No.
So right now, I think they should just be telling the court to, make sure they look at the cases very well, then, decide. I don't think right now the federal government should be telling Obi and Atiku to, because when you start telling them to accept defeat, then they'll, people would come up and say, then there is something fishy between you and the judicial system. So something like that. And also, Peter will be coming out to say that he will reclaim
my
his
mandate
back. But let's look at it this way. What if everything he actually tabled in front of the court is actually true. He's the third. He came third. Would that not be that Atiku automatically would be the winner because Atiku came second?
Wow.
So now the case is actually dicey. If he wins against Tinubu in court,
wow,
would that be that?
That's true.
Would Atiku now automatically be the president?
So let's say he's kind of like helping Atiku unknowingly.
I don't know. I don't
Hey.
understand. Because I think if he defeats Tinubu, there would now be a case
That's true now
against the
Atiku.
PDP as well. It's a long one,
Wow,
but this month
it's
we'll
a
actually
long
see
journey.
exactly.
It's going
It's
to
very,
be a
very
long
one.
one.
Very long one.
Right.
Interesting times ahead.
Yeah.
The next
interesting
28
time.
days, 27 days would actually be so very interesting,
Hectic.
you know, in Nigeria's history. Okay, moving on. We have no plan to ditch new banknotes, says CBN.
If we don't even see the new banknotes, now I don't know what they see for outside. I don't understand this CBN. It's like,
You know, when they came up with the new note, then actually everyone welcomed it
suffered.
until we saw the note, and people were like, "Is this Snapchat filter?" And after the Snapchat filter unveiling or the bleaching or what would I call it? After that, there was now cash crunch. No cash out there.
It's suffered.
And there was this notion by them that they were using it to curb vote buying. Well, we saw that, Nigerians now, if they don't believe the system, it's because the system has painted themselves in that way.
Exactly.
Because many people will now come out to say that when they say they want to use this cash crunch to
curb vote buying,
they did actually curb the vote
buying. No, they did not curb any vote buying.
Now you bring in the redesigned note. You spent how much? Billions of naira to print what we can't even see in the system now. You see, when people don't trust you as a leader, when they don't believe in the system has actually made itself unbelievable to the people. That's why. It's not as if someone is being tribalistic or being religious or something. Now just take a look at it. Billions of naira were being spent to print those new notes. Now we don't, and it was being, they told us then that they were using it to curb vote buying. Now it didn't curb vote buying. There was massive vote buying. We saw series of pockets of violence during the election, and now the new note is nowhere to be found. So how do they account for the billions of naira they used to actually make these things? Just like the census as well. Census that you've been planning for the past 10 months, and now you've actually postponed it. All the money you spent, how do you account for it? And also, we have few days to the swearing in, handing over to the next government, and you are awarding about 100 billion contract to finish up what they couldn't finish in this government. How do they want to finish, kilometers of roads under 28 days?
That's not possible.
And you've awarded this contract. So there are so many things contradicting itself.
Exactly. This federal government, they're actually thinking we are babies. That we don't know what we are doing or something like that.
All right, Miss Gladys said Peter Obi might be sure of how he would go about the whole thing.
Well,
exactly.
He's a very smart man.
That's why
he's very
can't
intelligent.
underestimate anybody.
Yeah.
Because he has done it before. He has been in this
exactly.
case before, in this scenario. So to some extent, I believe everything he would actually want to do should be within the range of the next 27 days. Before it, because many people are saying that. He's a smart man
and he's very, very intelligent.
Yeah.
So I believe in him.
Yeah, many people are saying that once the president-elect is being sworn in, then it's a game over. Wow. Let's see how it will play out. And also, the Commissioner of Police orders arrest of drunk police officer. There are some things he shouldn't do. He excreted on himself. There are some things you shouldn't do while on uniform. Even if you're not on uniform. I don't
understand. Imagine being, God forbid, imagine the daughter of that man, of the police officer. I'm like,
his daughter. Man? They would be used to it already because it won't surely be his first time. Probably he has been doing that, several times on several occasions. So maybe that is just, he met his water do that day.
Try.
But there are some things you shouldn't just do. Even apart from being a police officer or putting on the police uniform, you shouldn't drink to stupor, to a stage whereby you're not aware of your environment anymore. There should be limits to all this drinking. That's why they say drink responsibly.
Drink responsibly.
Serap drags INEC to court over failure to investigate governors and deputies. And also 10th National Assembly APC stakeholders endorse South Northwest ticket
for Senate.
Does that mean there would be a marginalization of the Southeasterners again?
Probably.
Okay, you can drop your comment in the comment section. You can also click on the like button if you're watching us right now. Let's have your thoughts as we come to the end of the program. So we've looked at these top stories here and also the front pages of the newspapers as well, and also to the sporting scene a little bit. Let's go to the sporting scene now. Arsenal losing the top spot to Manchester City, and tomorrow is a clash of the Titans, North London derby between Chelsea and Arsenal. Chelsea are 10 points away from the relegation zone. Our amiable producer behind the scene is really, a Chelsea fan, and it's like, what will happen to me?
And he's currently wearing a Chelsea.
Exactly.
Vest.
But I'm seeing a very tough game tomorrow because regardless of the position where Chelsea is, I believe that Chelsea are still very, very dangerous, and it's a North London derby. When you are playing with someone in your neighborhood, even if you are dying, you feel like nobody you go beat me.
No,
even everybody defeats me.
You won't be the end of me.
Exactly, you won't be the one to end me totally. And also the Champions League, also Manchester City and Real Madrid. Modric is out of the tie, and also Rodrigo and Vinicius is now, are now being doubtful for the game. I believe that Real Madrid wouldn't want Rodrigo and especially Vinicius, who has been spearheading the attack throughout the season, to be out of that clash. Because if they're out of that clash, it's as good as saying that Real Madrid are out of the clash. Delayed celebration in Naples, in Napoli. Delayed celebration Napoli. Had it been they actually won their game yesterday against Salernitana, that would have been a celebration in the capital city of Italy, which is Napoli. Napoli winning their first Serie A title in 33 years. Wow, it's been a long time. Courtesy of the Nigerian-born, superstar Victor Osimhen. All right, so we've come to the end of the program today. We've come to the end of the program. So we'll see you again tomorrow for another exciting edition of the program Lagos This Morning. Thank you all for always being part of this program. Mr. Damian Osas, Ms. Gladys Oyabo, our in-house analyst, Mr. Matthew as well. Nigeria future. Okay, he said, as for me in person, I've lost hope in a better Nigeria with all this looting and crime that is going on between Nigerian politicians. Miss Gladys, I lost you. My beautiful, and I miss you, Sha. I miss you. I think we can come back.
I will miss you, my love. Mr. Nigeria, are you gay?
No, I'm not the one. He's talking to Miss Gladys.
Okay.
Gladys Alozie.
Okay.
They are both talking to each other.
All right.
Yeah, and also
Mr.
Nigeria
Damian,
future, Mr. Damian,
Mr.
Ishola, Demola. Thank you all for everyone who called in and for everyone who has smashed the like button as well. Thank you so much. We'll see you again tomorrow for another exciting edition of Lagos This Morning. I am Olajide Taufik Olamide, and with me here, it's my beautiful sugar plum.
Oh my God, I am Adeni Adiola. Thanks for watching Lagos This Morning. Bye.
Stay tuned. We'll be coming back with more news update. Don't go nowhere. This is Flip TV and you're watching Lagos This Morning. Bye for now.
100 naira eko, extra bus eko.